Peace, family. Peace, family. Welcome back to the Chef Joseph's Kick Sauce for Entrepreneurs channel. The Chef Joseph's Kick Sauce for Entrepreneurs channel. On this channel, of course, we discuss real life topics about entrepreneurship and just some things that I see that you may run across in your entrepreneur journey. Today, it's a beautiful day actually. I'm over here looking at the water here. Beautiful, huh? Right. Yeah, so here basically at the water, just kind of just taking in some ideas and different thoughts that I've had. But I want to discuss something that's near and dear to my heart. You know, I meet a lot of people in the line of work that I'm in. You know, I do different types of things, and I thank the Most High for allowing me that chance to get things back. You know what I'm saying, to do what I had to do as an entrepreneur. But there's a real subject that I don't think a lot of people are really talking about, because you see how the climate is going now. The climate is happening with things that are going on in DC, just things of people just taking advantage of other people's rights, you know, and it's not cool, you know. As I was traveling this morning, a thought just dropped into my spirit, and what dropped into my spirit, whether you want to hear it or whether you like it or not, I'm going to say it. The things that are happening to innocent people, the Spirit just dropped into me that even though you have people that are partakers of that system, i.e., I work for this particular organization and, or that particular organization, and this organization has been charged with orders to do this. And you go along with it because it's your job. You know consciously down in your spirit, you know that's not right. You know that these organizations are targeting certain folks, different things like that, but you go along with it because it's your job. What you need to know is that you are partaker of that fruit. You are partaker of that fruit. You are literally partaking in this, whether you want to hear it or not, whether you think it's cool or not, you're still partaking in that fruit. You know what I'm saying? You're still partaking in that. You will be judged and held accountable. I definitely know that, yes, it is a, trying to think what my dad would say. It's a, anyway, I can't think of the word he would say. It's like we're in a tizzy. That's what he said. He said, yeah, we're in a tizzy. You know what I'm saying? And technically, yes, we are in a tizzy. To those who have, whether you go to church or not, I mean, we're talking about standing on truth. We're talking about standing on righteousness. We're talking about these things that you are participating in and you know that it's not right. But you go along with it because it's they said we're supposed to do this, that. But just know, man, you're part of that system and the blood is going to be on your hands as well. But I definitely want to talk to you about something that that is really near and dear to me. And it's been in me for a while, and something happened this morning just made me say, you know what, I just want to shoot a video about it. But like I was saying initially, I talk to a lot of people that do a lot of things, believers, Christians, etc., if that's how you want to word that. And what I fail to hear is what's happening with our babies. Yeah, I said it. What I fail to hear is what's happening with our children, with our babies. I've talked to pastors. I talk to pastors' wives, not relational wives, but just whether they come together or they're accompanied by a group of people, whatever. But I see this thing where you talk to them, the church is good, we're jumping for Jesus, But I don't hear anything about the babies. I don't hear anything about the babies. I don't. While we're collecting all this tithing money, you know, building new edifices, I think is very sad because no one is talking about what is the next generation going to do. Few people are talking about that. I stand to be corrected on that. What are our children going to do? Once we're off the set and we go on into the next realm, what are our babies going to do? Who are they going to work for? We haven't created anything for them, at least a large majority of us haven't. Shout out to Michi X on that. Michi X, and I think it's, she was talking about a brother down in Atlanta. Can't think of his name anyway. It's basically where they STEM, it's like a STEM school for kids, for young adults. And gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think about it. It just doesn't come to mind right now. But yeah, it's really on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember or can't recall it. But shout out to Michi X. But who are our babies going to work for? The type of work that I'm in, like I see a lot of nationalities, different nationalities of people that have come into the country that, you know, that are here to do business. You know, they're here to do business. They're not playing with that thing, you know what I'm saying? They're here to do business. And, you know, and it's like, when I look on Saturday mornings, like different places that I frequent, business related, they got the babies out here working. Even if they just carrying a cup, the children are out here working. The children are out there working. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's carrying a cup, a bag of ice, or something, the children are actually out here working. You know, and it's like, what are our children doing on Sunday morning or Saturday morning? Eating Fruity Pebbles, playing Xbox. Hello. This is a major concern to me. It always will be. You know, I have done very well in my life, you know what I'm saying, through the ups and downs and hardships. But for the most part, I came through, you know what I'm saying? No, through all of it, I've come through, you know, in this fallen world that we live in. And there are so many things that are being done to certain sects of community. It's just not cool. There's a lot of distractions out here. You know, people running to this job, running to that job, just running all over the place. But yet, rent is going up higher. Insurance is going up higher. You know, everything, cost of living is going up higher. Everything's going higher, but we haven't created nothing. That's going to be like a trap. That is a trap, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because we, as a community, we failed, and I'm going to say this, I feel in a large degree that we failed our babies, our children, because we should have created something for them. You know, we should have done better, because once we're gone off the set, a lot of these babies I see, our children, they're, you know, and it's nothing against anyone else. Please do not take it that way. But yes, I am a melanated man. And yes, I do live in a society that happens to put certain things and stigmas on certain sects and colors of people. I didn't create it. I'm just living in it day by day. But I'm going to tell y'all something for real, for real. This community is in trouble. Everybody knows it. And as far as I'm concerned, a lot of you pastors should be ashamed of yourself. Because when you look at all the tithing money that we've spent to churches to build edifices, cool, we need worship centers, get it. But what are we talking about in the community? You know what I'm saying? How are we creating jobs for our babies. I'm serious. Like, y'all need to really look at that. And it's not a joke, because God is not pleased. You know, this is not anything radical. This message is not for, you know, anything radical, or it's not for, you know, it's not anything that's going against any type of systems or whatever. But I am saying, like, I look at all y'all church folks jumping for Jesus. No joke. But you're not creating anything for your babies. I'm gonna leave you with a thought. You know, when we die and move on to the next realm and look back at what we were supposed to build for them, our baby's in trouble, yo. Everybody know it, and y'all too scared to talk about it. That's serious. That's like they say in the old days. That's serious up. Y'all remember serious? That's serious up. Yeah, that's serious up. That's serious up. We haven't created anything for our children. That is scary. That is scary. You know, we're supposed to be using this time on this earth to build. I know in my 20s and 30s, you know, like my friend Alex would say, I used to run past the mirror. I ran past the mirror because I didn't want to stop and really take a look at myself. Largely, mainly because I had no male role models in my life to really look up to. So yes, I made many mistakes, you know, but I don't really want to say they were mistakes. They were learning lessons, because they developed me into who I am today. The 1 to 3 percentile, you know, and but at the end of the day, even when the Most High allowed me to gain vision, to wake up out of slumber, He didn't wake me up out of slumber to go get a Gucci bag. He didn't wake me up out of slumber to floss, and He didn't wake me out of my Gucci bag, wake me up out of my slumber to floss in front of the world and how much this and how much money is here. No, man, he raised us up so we are supposed to do something in our lives to help our babies. You know what I'm saying? And so to any of y'all listening to this video, honestly, it's not a joke out here, and you will be held accountable. And I tell people a lot of times, it's like this. When we have to answer to our Maker, and our Creator says, I gave you X amount of time on the planet, what did you do? Because we all gonna have to answer for it. Even to those of y'all working for that system that y'all know deep down it's not right. But because you joined yourself with certain entities, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be partaker of that fruit. You know, but at the end of the day, this message is for our children. Our babies need us, straight up. There's so many things going on in the world. It's crazy. I think it was a while ago I had met somebody, and it was just casual conversation. The first thing out her mouth was, well, do you rent or do you own? I ain't been knowing you but 3 days. You know, won't nothing like that, just a casual conversation. What are we measuring ourselves up against? You know what I'm saying? That man, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's real deal. But I just wanted to share that with you all to let y'all know that God is not pleased. And bottom line, if y'all are hear any of this conversation, just know we have a responsibility for our children, no matter what nationality you are, whatever you claim. It's a real situation for our babies, especially the melanated ones. You know, so I implore you all to create something so they can grab a hold to, you know, so that they won't be lost. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, from what I see, nobody want to talk about this, because guess what? It's too hard of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, he stepped on my shoe. Oh my God, oh my. That's the reaction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just a little, you know, yeah. And we're worried about things that don't give value to our community. We haven't created anything, you know. And I implore any of you, especially y'all going to churches, y'all need to for real, start having some serious conversations on starting a business, teaching business and entrepreneurship, you know, before it's too late. I'm serious about that. It's not going to be a joke, because once we go on to heaven, we think we're going to meet Jesus, and we got these babies still on earth. Doing what? Cost of living is going up. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing to do with that. All I know is I'm sounding the alarm to let y'all know that God's not pleased. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do better, period. You know what I'm saying? Our babies need us. Our children they need us. And I'll tell you this, and I'll leave y'all with this. I went by a homeless shelter, right? And providing work. You know what I'm saying? I seen about 13 to 15 grown men, able-bodied men, just sitting there waiting on a door to open so they can eat. And we rolled up, hey, we got a job. You know what I'm saying? I kid you not. They all just stared like a deer in headlights. Grown men now. But I've seen cases where you take some people, they pull up in a moving truck and pay them $25 to move furniture for 4 hours. That's that quick fix money. You dig? You got that quick fix money. But yet, here's an opportunity where you can actually make money, get a regular paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So you don't, which means you'll have more money, you can climb up out of this pit. But like my mentor, Mr. Johnson, would say, he called him the contented cow. He was talking about a Carnation milk commercial that, it was a Carnation milk commercial that they came out. I'd never seen the Carnation milk commercial, but my mentor, Mr. Johnson, rest in power to him. But he was telling me about, it was the contented cow. It was talking about Carnation milk and how the cows are laying in the field, they're content making milk, basically. And they call it the contented cow. Yeah, and that's what I seen, the contented cow. And it's very sad. It is extremely sad. Grown men, I'm talking about from like 23 to like 56, just standing there like, like Curious George. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. That's when reality set in. You can't help those who don't want to be helped. And I'm telling y'all that at the end of the day, if they don't receive your message, you need to move on, yo. Because it is getting real out here. It's been real out here. And more than that, we have a generation that we need to be responsible for. And I can tell you every day that I wake up, I'm on my purpose. You know, I've seen cases where people quit jobs because they can't be on time. Hello. Now, again, back to our babies, but you have a generation that want to tell you how to do your business when you built it brick by brick, stone by stone, mile by mile. You the one put the sweat equity in, and you got some 23-year-old telling you how to run your kitchen. No degrees, no nothing. And even if they do have it, where is the mutual respect? Where is the respect that you don't just come to someone else's house, you know what I'm saying, and then tell them how to run? You're talking to CEOs here. Just saying. Just saying. You know? And I just know every job that I worked, you know what I'm saying? The jobs I worked, if the boss told me I remember one job, let's talk about real time. My supervisor told me he wanted to basically tape all the lines on a concrete floor. And I literally had to get on my hands and knees and put yellow tape on a dusty concrete floor. Man, I called everybody. the EEOC. I called all them folks because I felt like it was like basically, some type of, I can't even think of the word, and that's been many years ago. But at the end of the day, I didn't complain. I did my job, and I did do my research when I got off from work because I felt like it was like exploitation. That was the word, And so, but at the end of the day, I did my work. One young lady, first thing, and I've seen in some policies, be on time, period. Guess what? Come in 10 minutes late, 30 minutes late, da-da-da-da-da. I've heard cases, the generation that we live in now, it's going to be hard to deal, because we're in a different season now. Yep, we are in a different season. But just because we're in a different season don't mean a grown person or anyone should lower their standards to meet young people's expectations. And like they told me, you're going to learn today. That's it. And when they bump their head enough, talking about the younger generation and the babies, and if they don't have their proper guidance, if they don't get this type of teaching, man, I'm trying to tell you, they're going to bounce from job to job to job to job to job to job. And when they look up, there's going to be no more jobs for you to go to. That's why I'm big on you creating something for yourself. So anyway, I'm out of here. Enjoy your day. Like and subscribe to this channel. You know what I'm saying? And helps the algorithms and all that. I don't do this for numbers. I don't do this for whatever. But my thing is, if I can reach one, then I'm good. Just reach one. That's all I'm trying to do because we do have an obligation to our babies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave y'all on that. Y'all have a good one. All right? Peace.